Hi guys. I'm just joining you here to talk to you about what you should expect this year. Like what are we doing? Just so you can kind of follow along here and kind of know what to expect. I feel like whenever I know what to expect, I feel so much less anxiety. So you will have me all the way up until December. And then some of you guys are extra lucky and you get to have me from January all the way to May again. Or you might go off into another teacher's class, like you might go to Miss Seal's class or you might go to Mr. Trout's class. And I don't think Miss Gordon is teaching English 9 this semester. So it's just us three. So for semester one, that's you and me all the way until December. You will have a 9-week unit where we read short stories, and we'll usually do some sort of activity before we read the short story just to activate your prior knowledge. Like we'll do a journal, we'll watch some videos, we'll have a little discussion, and then we will read like these little short stories. I might add a couple more as well. And these are the things that we're looking for. And I'm going to go over the LT sheet in detail, but these are the things that we have to know for the final. And for your final for this class, it's not questions about these stories for semester one. It would be stories you have never read before. And I would ask you questions like, what is the foil here? What is the narrative point of view in this passage? And you will have never seen the passage before. So I just want to give you a heads up. Every time we're talking about this LT sheet, anytime we're talking about foil, irony, climax, dialect, diction, illusions, you need to focus on that because that stuff is all in the final. And the final is worth 20% of your grade. So it's a little tricky. You need to know the concepts and you need to be able to apply them. So yeah, the final is pretty hard. So we'll get you prepared though. So we'll read The Most Dangerous Game, Gift of the Magi, The Righteous Streets of Memphis, The Raven, Incident in a Rose Garden, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, Cask of Amontillado, White House Diary, Two Kinds, Fish Cheeks, The Open Window will be replaced with The Necklace, and we might do a couple other stories that will be added later on because we have a new textbook. Yay! And every day you'll be able to either go to modules, or I would start with calendar, start with today's date, and click on that, and you'll see your assignment for the day. And sometimes you'll have a journal, sometimes you'll have a discussion. So you'll just really need to pay attention to that calendar and pay attention to the assignment details and whatever is left for you. Then we will have the next 9 weeks will be a research paper. And we'll probably research like what are 3 main issues in the United States currently, and who would be the best candidate to vote for. So this won't actually be as controversial as you think because we'll actually be researching issues like maybe one issue the United States is facing is media bias. And that can really influence elections, right? Another big issue the United States facing, well, right now when I'm making this video, there are riots going on. There's a whole like defund the police movement. And actually cities that have started doing that have seen a huge uptick in crime. So these might be issues that the United States is facing. And sometimes I listen to the radio, and the people that work at the radio station, they work downtown Indianapolis, and they say how dangerous it's become, like how kind of unsavory it is now that there's, I guess, like more, less police presence. So that might be an issue you want to talk about. Maybe you want to talk about the coronavirus and the pandemic. Like maybe you want to talk about espionage and like, is China sending spies through apps? I mean, that's really interesting if you get into that stuff. So maybe you want to then research like what Joe Biden is plans to do about that, what his position is about that, and what would Donald Trump say about that. And then in the last part of the paragraph, you'll tell me who is the better candidate and why. Discuss a counter argument. So this should be a really fun paper. I can't wait to read these. And it's not going to be opinion. It's all going to be research. So we're going to cite absolutely everything on this paper. So the research paper will probably take us about 3 weeks. And don't worry, I've done this for 10 years now, and you're just in good hands. Like I know how to rip it off quickly like a Band-Aid, and it won't hurt. You just have to stick with me every day and stay on schedule. Because if you get behind one day and you don't do your homework, it can get a little messy. Okay, so the next thing we'll do then is we will read Romeo and Juliet, and that will take us about 5 weeks, I'm thinking. And we'll do some sort of really fun assessment. And we will not have any time for grammar in semester 1. So you can expect me in semester 2 to teach some grammar, or Mr. Trout or Miss Seal. And in the meantime, while we're reading Romeo and Juliet, you will check out a book from the PHHS library. It has to be from the PHHS library. And you will create a little brochure based on your book. And it'll be basically discussing all of the literary devices we talked about in the first 9 weeks. It's just like a review because we need to talk about it in the second 9 weeks as well. So that is semester 1. Semester 2, this might be with me, this might be with Mr. Trout or Miss Seal, but for the first 9 weeks at least, we read the Odyssey, which is an amazing epic tale, epic poem. And it was told orally until it was finally written down, but it is one of my favorite stories. It is so cool that I get paid to teach this story. And we will also research, like, what did the ancient Greeks do? Did they fight wars? What was their code of ethics? How did they create democracy, and why? Basically, it's the cradle, the birthplace of Western civilization. So we will research ancient Greece, and you'll do a project based on that. And for the second 9 weeks, then we will read a book called Animal Farm. And we'll do a literature circle unit where you'll read a book. You'll either choose Bless Me Ultima or Call of the Wild. And oops, I forgot to close my parentheses. Oh no! And you'll get to choose, but you'll have weekly assignments to go along with that. And you'll notice this isn't really adding up, but we'll be able to fit it all in. In the meantime, you're going to also be doing grammar. So we'll do a couple book meetings a week with your book group. And then we'll do a couple of grammar exercises a week. So, and we're going to be in charge of learning about infinitives, appositives, noun clauses, prepositional phrases, gerunds, participial phrases, all that fun stuff. And that's all in semester 2. So that is what we are doing this semester and second semester. So you want to pass both semesters. Okay, that's all for now.